Hey everybody, it's Happy Hump Day. It is Wednesday. It is halfway through the week. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel. I can't believe how this channel is still growing. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you to all of the people that have been with me from the beginning, and also the newbies that have joined and recommended other people. If it wasn't for you guys subscribing and continuing to watch the content, this channel would not exist. So a big thank you from me. So Catherine, she has been promoting Child Mental Health Awareness Week. This obviously ties in quite handily with her Shaping Us campaign. And in the spirit of all of these celebrities posting childhood photographs, I'm not a celebrity, but I thought I'd join in the fun. The toothless tomboy who hated dresses, despised anything pink, collected snails, loved dirt and climbing trees. There was a good period in my life, I'd say for a good decade, that I wasn't known to ever not have a scab on my knee from falling out of a tree. I love the fact that my parents let me be a tomboy, they let me play in dirt and basically let me be a feral child at times. As it turns out, I naturally grew into dresses. I do like some shades of pinks. But the main thing that has carried through with me, which has definitely come from the sort of childhood that I had, is I still love nature. I still love the outdoors. I still love climbing over fields, going hiking and all sorts of things. So that's definitely something to do with allowing a child to grow up outdoors in nature, getting a bit dirty, getting a bit muddy. Chances are they still like doing it when they're an adult. Now, in some breaking royal news, the royal ladies have taken it upon themselves to keep unwanted visitors away from America from the King's coronation. No, obviously I'm joking with you. The Catherine photograph, the Princess Anne photograph, they're old ones, but Sophie was actually firing a rifle. The Countess of Wessex was actually clay pigeon shooting, and she was at the Gibraltar Barracks in Surrey as their honorary guest as the soldiers competed in the Countess of Wessex Cup. Yes, she's even got a cup named after her. Sophie proving yet again that royal ladies can look absolutely beautiful in ball gowns and tiaras and look completely at home, getting covered in a little bit of dirt, a bit of mud, some camo gear and a big whopping great big rifle. All of the royal women are country girls at heart, from our beautiful late Queen Elizabeth, Princess Anne, Sophie, and then of course the Princess of Wales. They're always seen at outdoor activities, not necessarily a royal engagement, but even on family get-togethers. You've got the horse events that a lot of them go to. It's not unsurprising to see them with their Berber jackets, their flat caps and their wellies out in the countryside. This is something that the Queen definitely passed down generational through her family. And I like seeing those photographs because it just reminds us that they are, in fact, a normal family after all. Now, Sophie was also seen feeding a baby cow. Yes, I know some of you will correct me and say it's a calf. I know it's a calf, but it's a cute baby cow at the same time. Sophie was actually visiting the Smerrill Dairy Farm, where she was there as part of her role as the royal patron of the Addington Fund, which supports farmers and their families across England and Wales in times of crisis. The fund also helps provide disaster relief, retirement homes, affordable housing for farmers that have potentially lost their farms at no fault of their own. The industry has definitely been struggling over the last few years. There has been a massive shortage in labour and supply chains. Plus, with COVID and the pandemic, the agricultural industry and the farming industry is really suffering. Now, another thing that the Addington Fund Trust does as well, which is pretty cool, they have a young entrance scheme. And this is farming for many families. It's a generational thing, it's passed down. But they've actually got a scheme in place. If you are a young person and you think you want a career in farming and agriculture, they work with you and help you get set up in the industry. So first generation farmers are being given a leg up. I think that's great. Sophie was obviously there to talk about dairy farming and the struggles that they've been going through, to talk about how they've managed with their staff, with their livestock, and of course the cost of living crisis. That's the thing. We don't necessarily think about how it affects other industries, but there are so many industries that are really beginning to struggle with the rising cost for food, to be able to keep the animals, let alone then be able to supply the produce. So this, in my opinion, is why it's still really important for the royal family to draw as much attention to things like this that wouldn't necessarily come up in the news. On to Princess Anne. She was spotted wearing a rather cool bobble hat. Princess Anne, who always just, well, she's no fuss, is she? She's just She probably didn't even have security with her. She was sitting and watching the Six Nations rugby game on Saturday with her husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence. Princess Anne is the royal patron of the Scottish Rugby League since 2012 and has always loved the sport. So she must have been super happy when her daughter Zara then started getting together with Mike Tindall. He's a former England rugby player. So yeah, I can imagine that they had plenty to talk about. In another story from Princess Anne, today she has handed over a rugby ball which is about to start its 555-mile journey from the Principality Stadium in Cardiff in Wales all the way to Edinburgh. There is a 200-strong pentathlon of cyclists, including lots of rugby stars, that are doing a huge charity fundraiser. They are cycling from Cardiff to Edinburgh in 48 hours, and Princess Anne has given them the ball to take. They are ending up at the Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh because on Saturday is the big Scotland v Wales game. The charity fundraiser is in memory of Doddy Weir, who was a Scottish rugby player and a bit of a legend. Doddy sadly passed away last year after a 6-year battle with motor neurone disease. The foundation was set up a few years ago, and I believe this is actually the 4th time that they have actually done a big cycle charity fundraiser, but it's the first one since Doddy sadly lost his life to the disease. The foundation has been set up to help fund research into curing motor neurone disease. So definitely a worthwhile cause, and anyone who has taken part, I wish you the best weather and the best of luck. I can imagine 555 miles on a bicycle. You might be walking a bit funny for a few days afterwards, but good luck. So in a bit of a non-royal story, but they're non-working royal, should I say, because she is an actual royal, Princess Eugenie and Jack are rumoured to be moving to California. Who can blame them? Warmer weather, less rain. Well, I don't know, I shouldn't really say that. I think they've had their own weather troubles recently. But they are potentially packing up and moving away. Now, the papers are calling this, it will be Megxit 2.0. I have got to clear this up now. No, it's not. They are not working royals. They are definitely not senior working royals. They haven't lied to everyone, had a big, huge taxpayer-funded life. I mean, obviously, Eugenie growing up as a princess and being daughter of Andrew, you know, she has had privilege to a point. But, you know, Jack is a businessman, and if they want to pack up and move abroad, it's going to have no effect whatsoever on the royal family. Now, Eugenie, I feel that she has had unfair press over the last couple of years. I think that she's been punished a little bit, sins of the father, quite literally. And then also because she has kept up her relationship with Harry. So the newspapers are trying to say, I've seen stories saying that Harry and Meghan are helping them move to Montecito. I'm not sure if I believe that one. I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt, given the fact that Jack glared at Harry the last time that they saw each other in public. The thing is with Eugenie, she was very close with Harry, more so than I believe she was William, and they are family at the end of the day. So what? She's gone over and seen him. If anything, you see that she spends actually more time with Harry than she seems to do with Meghan. It could just be that the royal family are hoping that, you know, keeping one lifeline open for Harry in that family in case anything goes wrong with his marriage to Meghan in Montecito, which I don't know. Some people say if, most of us say when. But either way, I just say if Jack and Eugenie are looking to move to California, to New York or Timbuktu, it has absolutely no effect on the royal family or taxpayers, and I wish them the best of luck. Now, Harry, seeking his dream of fame and fortune, might have actually peaked. He had his name mentioned at the Grammys. Harry has made it into the headlines to do with the Grammys, but unfortunately for Harry, it wasn't in a flattering light. In a moment that has made the headlines for multiple reasons. One, because of the host taking the piss out of Prince Harry, but secondly, this was the moment that Ben Affleck got caught live on TV being scolded by his new wife, which has led to memes all over the internet, people trying to lip read and work out what he got told off for. Unfortunately, I can't show you a clip because it's the Grammys and naturally they copyrighted it all. But Trevor Noah is introducing James Corden onto the stage and he makes a joke how James Corden managed to move to LA and didn't have to sell details about his frostbitten penis. And it's quite the dig at Harry. And there was obviously quite a few sniggers from people all around in the audience. Now, obviously, it's no big thing of someone taking the mickey out of Harry lately because there's been so much stuff that you can ridicule him over. But the fact is that Trevor Noah has done this at the Grammys on a worldwide global stage, on a global platform, and he has made Harry a laughingstock, yet he was quite happy to appear on Meghan's podcast, Archetypes. So it makes you wonder. Well, it doesn't make me wonder. I think I know what's going to happen. all the people that Harry thinks that have got his back, I think he finds that if Meghan does give him the boot, he might find himself on the same side of the door that he shoved his family. I can only imagine the divorce stories that will come out about his drug use, his temper, the fact that he was doing drugs with the children asleep. I mean, as I've said so many times before, all the things that Harry said, he's pretty much written his own divorce papers. The fact that the couple have not been seen together for a long time now makes me think that all is not well. I mean, we have had Harry, we've had a perfectly timed paparazzi photograph of Harry just randomly walking around somewhere in Montecito, I'm sure, with one of his friends. I mean, there always just seems to be a photographer just amazingly there, ready to go. But no signs of Meghan, no signs of the children, but then we never see the children unless they want us to. It makes me wonder, is Meghan actually living in underground tunnels and that's how she shuffles to Portia's and Ellen's and then to Oprah's, if Oprah is actually still seeing her. There's more stories coming out that their relationship is terminated, it is done, and a lot of the celebs are having nothing to do with her because she obviously gossips. Possibly not helped with the recent birthday bash for Portia at Ellen's, and then photographs magically get leaked. I'm not 100% whether it was Meghan's team that did it, but it just happens to be such a big coincidence, doesn't it? So the fact that Meghan seems to be underground, it's leading people to speculate she's up to something. Now, this up to something storyline has come out. Apparently, Meghan is very friendly and spending time with an 89-year-old Gordon Getty, who just happens to be a billionaire. Now, I saw this flash up on social media, and another YouTuber, Lady Colin Campbell, Lady C, she has since had confirmation from her friends, because she has got a big social network, that the family are indeed concerned that Meghan is spending time with him. Whether Meghan is trying to do an Anna Nicole Smith and actually get her fourth husband or third husband, I can't remember, I can't keep track of her, lined up, or whether it's just a case she is just trying to grift, to get some money to go towards her latest project. The rumours have not died down that Meghan has aspirations for a political career. To have a political career, you need a lot of money and a lot of backers behind her. Meghan seems to have lost her touch with the A-list crowd from what we're seeing. It seems those doors are firmly shut. So to be sucking up to an 89-year-old who's known to flash his checkbook every now and then, it really would not surprise me that this turns out to be true. I mean, let's be honest, Meghan's never really cared about her ailing elderly father in Mexico. She certainly didn't care about the heartache that she caused the Queen and Prince Philip, the accusations that they've caused to Harry's father, her own sister. Meghan does not care about her own family. She certainly doesn't care about her husband's family. So it is rather odd, don't you think, that she suddenly cares about a complete stranger that is absolutely no relation to her whatsoever. Now, what I do know to be true is Sabine Getty. She is married to Gordon Getty's nephew. She is a London-based fashion designer. She is well known in the high society, I guess a socialite is what we call her. She is well known in those circles, and she has also been incredibly vocal at her disdain and dislike the way that Harry and Meghan treated the late Queen, how they treated their families, and she even more recently gave a commentary on her Instagram feed to basically rip apart their narcissistic pity party, which was the Netflix documentary. So the Gettys, or at least several members of that family, do not indeed like her or trust her. So one can only presume the reason why Lady C has been given this information is because they wanted public knowledge, just in case any sort of naughty stuff is going on. I know it's gross to think about it like Anna Nicole Smith, but let's be honest, Meghan is very crafty, very calculated. She's not spending time with Harry. They don't seem to be hanging on to each other. And the rumours of her completely distancing herself from him are getting louder and louder due to the fallout of the Netflix show and then his book, which people have said she feels humiliated by. Let's be honest, Harry, with some of his exploits and things that he's put in there, it would have been pretty humiliating for his wife and then later on for his children to read. Again, this is where I do not believe Harry has got anyone good around him, anyone advising him, even that ghostwriter. There are certain things that he should have said that, seriously, the bit about your mother's hair at the side of the bed and talking to mummy and that, you sound a little bit Norman Bates, psycho, so maybe you want to rethink that, but no. Which brings me on to my fun and final story, which I want your help with. Now, The world clearly hasn't been punished enough. A news story has come out saying that Harry and Meghan are going to be writing romantic comedies for Netflix. Now, I have, in my desperation and boredom, I have flicked through some of the Netflix special romantic comedies. You can't get past 20 minutes. They are so painful and so bad, some of them, that it's just not even worth committing the time to. You know, sometimes you put on a crap film, you think, I can flick through Instagram or something. Some of those are so bad, you just can't even have it on in the background. So Harry and Meghan, I suppose, contributing to that, I suppose they'd fit in quite well. But when I think of Harry and Meghan and films, I'll be honest with you, the films that pop to my brain are Single White Female, Fatal Attraction, Sleeping with the Enemy, American Psycho. The fact is, with those two as well, they literally throw everything at the wall in hope that something will eventually stick, something will turn out good for them. It's not working so far. But bearing in mind their big preachy statement when Archwell came out, that they would be delivering programming that informs, evaluates and inspires communities all around the world and blah, 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 blah. Here they are, desperately, now we're going to do romantic comedies. So my brain started chugging over. And I thought I could do something fun at the end of the video. I want you to think of famous comedies and we're going to twist up the title a little bit. So I'll give you a couple that I've done just so you can get started. First of all, instead of Dirty Dancing, we could have Dirty Laundry because they seem to air theirs publicly. Yeah, see, good one. Instead of The Princess Bride, we could have The Wannabe Princess Bride. Gone with the titles. And my final one, which is a bit tongue-in-cheek, Brokeback Montecito. I'll let your imaginations run wild on that one. And I will see you in the comments. My top favourite 5 I will read out at the beginning of my next video. So that's it for me. I will see you soon. Have fun, kids. Bye-bye.